Hi everyone, welcome back. Bella here. Today I have a question for you to think about. Should we go after perfectionism in English speaking? Should we try to be perfect when we're speaking English? Believe it or not, that's a common question people have, regardless of whether we are speaking English as a second language or not. Maybe we want to be the most interesting person in the group, or maybe we want to give a best answer. Or maybe we just want to show off what we know or all the expressions and words that we recently learned. But is trying to be perfect all the time really going to help us improve? A lot of times, our strive for perfectionism starts with using the wrong standards. We often refer to TED Talks and all those great speakers on the stage and other speeches done by famous people. We're always looking up to them, hoping that one day we would be able to speak just as gracefully as those people do. But little did we know that most of those people, if not all, have been coached prior to their speeches. So what they present to the audience is not spontaneous at all. So if we start off with using the wrong rubrics to measure our own success against, we are almost doomed to frustration and disappointment. So what would happen with that is that we're usually way too anxious before we start to speak. And once we do, we start to stutter because we don't know what to say, or we have so much that we want to say, we don't know where to start. We put too much pressure on ourselves that we become too wordy, and we use words and expressions that are unnecessarily complicated. Our speech ends up sounding really chaotic and really poorly structured, and in the end, the exact opposite of confident. So perfectionism really gets in the way of an effective communication. Because when we're judging and evaluating our speech and striving for perfection, we're left with less cognitive bandwidth to focus on what we're doing. We're so overwhelmed with feelings that it becomes hard for us to focus on what we want to say. But the reality is, communication is more about connection than perfection. When we realize the real purpose of communication is to add value to other people's lives, whether that's to provide feedback or to answer a question or to help others solve a problem, we will learn to think from the other's perspective and figure out the most efficient way to deliver that piece of information. Instead of becoming self-conscious and worried if we were going to deliver the perfect answer or not, we are more concerned with how that will be received by our audience. And that's usually when we start to make real progress with our speaking.